Oh, it's looking good, boys and girls. If I don't give y'all a steam bath here.
Welcome back to my channel. Guess what the old dude's cooking today? Could you tell by what I was doing? I took that New York strip steak on the bone and cut all the meat off, and first cut all the fat off and put it in the pan by itself. Yeah, I'm making vegetable beef soup with a New York strip steak. Here's the deal. They were on sale a couple of weeks ago, $5.60 a pound. They weren't the best New York strip, but they were pretty good. And I cooked mine on medium rare, on the rare side, so they're tender. I got a package of 3 of them. You know, it was under $20. So we kept this one frozen. And was going to cook again, my wife and I share. And I wanted to make, it's in the fall, it's cooling down. It's like 58 degrees or 60 here this morning. It'll be up, I think, just to 80 something today, so it's a perfect time for some soup. I checked the price of some stew meat. Oh my God, $7 and something a pound. Well, it didn't take me long to figure out I had that steak sitting in it. And New York strip, this special is, it's got plenty of fat in it, which is flavor. And so that's what I'm using. And I'll cook it with the bone in and leave it in there. And you can see I've got them over there browning, all the good pieces. I first put the fat in there and rendered it down, so I didn't have to put any oil in my soup. It's just the fat rendered down. So I'm browning all the meat off right now. Let me go.
You can see it's good on a good crust. That's what we want. I've got it on about medium. I had it on high for a minute until I got some browning going on. Let me get some water and put in here. Just a little bit of water. That'll deglaze that pan. And I'm going to turn it up on high now. Scrape the bottom a little bit. You won't believe how much flavor is in there. Now I'm going to throw in some of my sacrificial vegetables. I went out to the garden to pick this. Got my freezer. Mixed vegetables, carrots, green beans, corn, and peas. These are going to cook down and almost disappear. This is a long cook. I'm going to put in here. You know what? The whole package is going to be perfect. This is for one serving. It's steamable. I'm going to add a little garlic to this. I'm cautious about when I add my garlic and don't want it to burn, but I do want it to have the flavor of some garlic. You can see that good broth has got started in there. Now I'm going to turn this up on high. As I like to say, let her rip tater chip. And these vegetables will cook way down. And what I'm going to do is add some larger chunks of onion, carrots, and potatoes to finish this out. Let's get those started. We got about a half onion. This is a sweet onion. Just going to pull the outside layer off. I hear the wife coming down the hall. She's always so quiet when she comes here, like she's going to disturb me.
Others, hey, no, just say hello. I'm gonna finally dice some of this onion. I want it to cook down too. Dump that in. Alright, now that I've got that little piece diced, I want these in larger chunks. Break those apart, put them in my bowl here. Don't waste any of that flavor. Alright, let's get these carrots cut up. I don't want them in huge chunks. Shoot. I don't know, we're on top of my griddle. Maybe they want to be stir fried. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's that looking? Pot of beef soup there.
Ooh,
So how are you?
fine. How are you?
I'm good. You can come in here in your drawer tails because nobody's going to see you.
George Hales. I got a house coat on.
That's close enough.
I'm not on camera, am I?
Oh yeah, I've got it focused in on it.
Okay, good.
We're going to try new videos to get my membership up.
Are you talking to me?
No, just talking. I just blabbing.
Okay.
Whenever you get a chance, you do me a favor. Whenever you get your coffee going there,
Okay.
would you microwave my coffee cup? Get it warmed up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to rinse these off.
Seriously, is
No.
the camera on?
It's on right here. It's not on you.
Okay.
Seriously. Seriously. Is your name Seriously? I'll wash the carrots and wash the celery at the same time. About equal amounts. Always cut off the ends. Thicker end, I cut them in smaller slices. As they get down to the thinner, I cut them in larger sizes. That way they all cook up at the same rate. you sleep okay? Good. I crashed. All right, let me get these veggies washed. Oh, okay, thank you. About a minute and a half or so, just till it's hot. Get some taters here. I'm gonna use XIT Ranch. It says 10 in Texas. Got a cowboy on the outside. Ranch and russets. So I went to looking to see where these were raised at. It said they're distributed by Pro Health, LIC McKinney. And it says a product of USA. So I don't believe these are raised in Texas. I just think that their name they give them is Texas. Texas taters. Little selling magic there. Could be wrong, but I don't think Texas has got potatoes coming off at this time of year. If anybody knows that, let me know. I'm a curious old dude. I like to know when and why and where. And have you ever made vegetable soup with steak bone and all? Let's get the peeler. With my wonderful peeler, one of my viewers sent me. I was so surprised. So, I cleaned this the other day and took it out. And I turned it wrong, put it back in wrong. Thank you very much. Hey, your hand was on video just then.
Oh my God.
You think that's okay?
Yes.
It was undressed. I didn't see your nightgown. Let's see here. See if I got it back in. I was cleaning these the other day and it looked like there was something down in that little pocket. There it is. And so I took that blade out and put it in upside down. My viewer that sent me these potato peelers, or vegetable peelers actually is what they are. They could be used to make long slices of zucchini and stuff. It's so funny. I didn't have a peeler. Had never had a peeler. I just had an old-fashioned one. Sometimes just my knife. I wanted to know what this little eye was here on the side. Well, the smart people that made this peeler, it's for removing eyes out of potatoes. See there? These are all fine, but I wanted to show you how it works. You just scoop it down in there and turn it and brings up the eye with it. I thought that's a pretty cool feature, and I sure didn't know about it. Thank you for getting my coffee.
You're welcome.
That's my instant.
Trying to be folksy, I'm just an old country boy, and we referred to them as taters. We dug taters. We planted taters. We had about a half-acre garden of potatoes. We had a little truck patch garden. I absolutely hated, and now I would love to go back and have it. Times changed a lot of things. Anyway, we had about a half acre of taters. Yes, they're potatoes. Potatoes. And we had about an acre of tomatoes. Dad loved onions, and we sold a lot of onions. So we had about 2 acres of onions. God, I hated working that garden. It was down in our bottoms, you know, not near the house. No electricity. The only electricity was an old '55 Chevrolet pickup that was our pasture truck. So let me wash these off. I'll come back and I'll tell you the rest of the tale, the tater tale. Anyway, I got a note the other day. This guy said, "You're not very professional." I thought about it for a minute. It didn't make me mad. It actually kind of made me glad. So anyway, he said I wasn't very professional. And that's all he said. Or I wasn't a very professional chef, I think is his exact words. And I don't know why he sent that. So my reply was, thank you so much for realizing that. Because I'm no chef. I mean, the name of the channel should tell you. I'm just a country boy that cooks. I've always loved cooking. I worked at one restaurant in my life, and that was a chicken place. And that's another story, but anyway, I think I've told that before about me working at the chicken place. And I went in to work there to learn how to cook because I wanted to be a chef somewhere. But nobody would even hire me to be a chef unless I had some experience. And this chicken place didn't hire anybody off the street. So I got hired by them. So anyway, I told him, I said, you know, that's about the greatest thing someone's ever told me. That I ain't very professional because I'm not. I don't want to be. I'm not a chef. So thank you so much for realizing that. I don't think he had read my bio and didn't really pay attention maybe to the name of it. I just don't know. But anyway, thank you again for that kind message that you sent me, because you right on. I ain't no professional. I don't jump around in the kitchen. I don't wear my pearls. I don't wear my good clothes. I don't have a team that videos this. You know, I video this on my telephone, the same one I use all day long. It's my lifeline. I don't even use a computer to edit my videos with. I'll take this after I get it done and edit it. Most of the time edit it in the morning or at midnight or something when it's quiet, and I'll just sit there and edit it and do that. So, but you ain't gonna never see me running around, jumping around the kitchen. No spiky hair. I got some hair, but it ain't spiky, and that's just the way it is. And I'm proud just to be an old dude cooking, sharing my recipes. All right, let's get this. See what this soup is looking like over here.
I'm gonna turn it up on high. Give me some more water. All right. I'm gonna get a little bit more. Depending on how much soup you're making and how many vegetables, how big a dish you're gonna make, depends on how much water you put in. You can always add more, or you can use chicken stock or beef broth. You see, I've got this bone in until the end. I've got it on high, and some of my spice that I'm going to add, I could add a little bit of salt, which I very seldom add. You know, garlic, and I've already put a little garlic in it, black pepper and everything. But I just jump ahead. I use Camp Dog Cajun seasoning. I use their blackening seasoning. You can do steaks with this, chicken, fish. It's got a great flavor. It's not hot. It's just got a really good flavor. And I'm going to put a little bit in that instead of having to add all my other spices. And one last thing will go in. And Perron. You know, the W sauce. Worcestershire. I think that's right. Am I saying that right? Let me know. And there ain't much of it goes in. I mean, just a few shakes. As soon as this comes to a boil, I'll add my other vegetables in. And then we're going to put it to bed for about 3 hours till the carrots and the potatoes get finished. All right, you can see she's coming to a boil, which is perfect. Add my seasoning. And this probably 1 teaspoon. It's full of flavor, goes a long way, so it don't need a lot. I can always adjust it at the end. Lee and Perrin, just a little. You can always add more at the end if you like it, or you can leave it out. Hey, it's up to you. I'm going to put some diced tomatoes. About a half a can. I didn't want the juice, I drained it. That'll go in pasta. All right. Some of the other kids going into the pool. Boy, it's smelling good. Like you know it would. Alright, temperature's up in the hot tub. Let her rip, tater chip. I'll put my potatoes in here in just a few minutes. Alright, there's the taters going in. Oh, it's looking good and smelling wonderful. And the final added, I've got 14 ounces of green beans. I'm going to use about half of them, so maybe 7 ounces or so. And I've got a secret ingredient. Anytime you put tomatoes into anything and you don't want the tart taste, especially in stews and soups, most people will add a little bit of sugar and they'll add tomato sauce. Well, I just jumped the gun on it and I just add maybe a tablespoon or a fat tablespoon of ketchup. It's sweet. It's got the tomato flavor, and I don't want this a tomato base. I don't want it to be too red. I want it to look like beef soup. And that little bit of sugar in that ketchup will just mellow everything down and make it so good. And to be honest, this soup will be better tomorrow. You know that. Stays in the fridge overnight, cools down, you heat it back up. It's so good like that. But you can see the broth. It's not red. It's beef looking. You see all the kids in the pool enjoying their hot tub. All right, I'm gonna turn it down. Let's put a lid on it. I'm gonna probably cook this for about 2 hours till everything's tender. I've got it turned on low. Oh, she's looking pretty. And smelling even better. Check on this. You can see I got it set on low. Oh, she's looking pretty. Let's check and see how this. Oh, it's looking good, boys and girls. If I don't give y'all steam bath here. But it's still got a long ways to go. The potatoes are breaking up finally. When it's off the heat, it will still continue to cook. And the potatoes and carrots need a little bit more. The beef is already tender. So I thought, you know what would really go good with this? It's cornbread. So I'm going to mix up some. All I had was 1 cup of fish fry that Papa Scott had sent me from Camp Dog. It's his fish fry mix. And I'm going to turn it into cornbread. You know, fish fry doesn't, I don't know how much flour his has in, but it's got a little bit. But so I've got the 1 cup in here. Turn you around so you can see this. I'm going to add another cup of flour, all purpose flour. So 1 to 1. See that? There you go. Stir that around. Make sure it's incorporated. Now that was plain flour. If you had self-rising, just the self-rising flour, but I make my own. I guess I'm cheap. Well, I think they call that frugal. Yeah, I'm frugal. There you go. So self-rising flour, just all-purpose flour. Take out 1 tablespoon and add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Mine's a little over. That's okay. It's cornbread. We're not making some kind of bread or anything. And it's going to mix it in. Because I'm not sure if his fish fry mix has baking powder or not. It's used for frying, not for baking. I think I asked him a long time ago if you could use it for hush puppies. I can't remember what he said. So we're going to try. We'll see what it turns out like. Alright, so I'm going to put 1 egg. I'm going to pre-scramble it. Just makes it easier, and I know it's mixed up in here good. I'm also going to do some bacon grease, some baconette.
1 tablespoon. I'm not putting any butter in it, so that ought to work pretty good. Now, buttermilk. It smells so good. How much? I don't even know. I don't have a lot in here. If this does not make it, I'm going to add some canned milk. Mix this around just a little bit, get the caramel so we can see it. I'm going to put this a little bit at a time. It won't go to waste if that doesn't ain't, because I love the taste of buttermilk. But that ain't going to make it right there. Yeah, that's going to make a dough. Yeah, that's going to make a dough. So let me go get my milk. I've got some canned milk. Alright, let's see here. Shake this up good. It's got water added to it, half and half. I used a little bit the other day in a recipe, and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I put water in it to use in gravy or whatever. And look here what I'm making, so it's perfect. I don't know that it'll take all of it, but it might. Oh yeah, it's going to take more. It'll probably take a little bit more. If it does, I'll just put some water to it. Getting close. If it needs any more, it'll be very little. And I'm going to put this in a cast iron skillet that I've been frying bacon in. I just kind of wiped it out a little bit while the bacon dripping is still in there. Boy, it's almost there, but it's going to need just a little bit more water. Just a hair. Let me fill this up here. This fish fry has a little spice to it, so alright, let's put a little water in here. This is what you call cooking by the seat of the pants. I'll try to leave a detailed, as much as I can, description at the end of everything I put in the vegetable beef soup. I'm dyslexic, so I had to really think about it for it, because I'll miss something and have to go back and look and say, well, I know I meant to put that in there. A little bit more. I'm going to dump the rest of it. If it's a little bit too moist, that's not a problem. That cornbread will suck that water up in a heartbeat. And there's one other ingredient going in. Because this fish fry has a little spice to it. Oh yeah, that's cooking really good. That's a perfect amount. We're gonna add a little bit of sweetener. I would use some honey that I've got, but I don't want to put the honey. I don't have a lot of it, and it's wild honey, so I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of sugar. It's not going to make it sweet cornbread, even though it'll have a little bit of a sweetness to it. Of course, I like cornbread for breakfast. All right. Let me see how sweet this is. Are you supposed to eat raw flour? What about raw cornmeal with eggs? Yeah, that'll be good. It's got that little bit of heat in it. All right, let me go. I got a skillet on over there. You see it? Where is it? Right there. It's on the burner heating up.
The oven's heating up, and I'll bring y'all back. I'll put that in the oven, 15 minutes or something like that, and we'll check it. Back with you in a minute. Oh, goodness. All right, I checked it a while ago, about 20 minutes ago. It was still wet. I added more time to it, and I'll give you the total time here in a minute. Let's check this. It should be ready. I looked at it. I didn't check it. I don't know if you can see it or not. Pulling it out. If you can't, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Very little crumb. It's ready. Put it up here on the top. Check it one more time. Yeah, it's perfect. Get it moved back on the other side. All right, let's get this up here on top. It sure is hot. There it is. Make sure the oven was off. All right. See if she's stuck or not. No. I believe because this cornmeal was so fine of a grind that it's not going to be a coarse cornbread, but more of a fine texture like a corn cake maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It smells really good. I'm gonna let it cool off just a little bit. It's wet. It's done though. Thump it sound like a watermelon. Let me get a plate to put it on. Got me a plate here. Let's see, will this fit on it? Yep, just barely. But it will. This is always the fun part. Without getting burned up. Without dropping my mother-in-law's plate. Dang it, I just got burnt right then. I need another towel there. I think she did it, boys and girls. I think she made it. Boy, ain't that pretty. That's a pretty. Let me get this pan. That's on my silicone pad. It's not going to hurt it, but I'm going to move it anyway. Okay. All right. Now, I want it flipped back the other way. So, how are we going to do that? Well, I'll show you how to do that if I don't tear it up and break it. If it does, it'll eat the same. There it is. Ain't you a thing of beauty? Very pretty. Now, here's the deal. What's it taste like? Y'all taking bets if it's good or bad? Yeah,
let me just steal a little piece. If it's good, I'll be eating it with the stew this afternoon. If it's bad, you won't even know I attempted to cook it. I'll file 13 it. In other words, it'll be in the trash. Okay. I just want a little piece. Anxious to taste of it. Fish fry, cornbread. And you see she's hot. Got a good crust on the bottom. Alright, I believe she's ready. Come on, get out. I think it's going to be really moist, like a cake. Here's what she looks like, boys and girls. She's completely cooked. No doubt about it. I think the old dude needs to put a little pat of butter there and do a test try. Well, they call that the taste test. Alright, it's melting in good. Believe it or not, it smells spicy. Well, let's try this. I know this is made for fish, but it sure is melted in pretty. Ready for this? That's pretty good. Yeah, it's got some spice to it, but it sure was good. Let's try this last little snacky here. Sneaky snack. One last bite. You hear my timer going off. I pulled it right before. I'll bring you back this afternoon when I serve the soup up and a slice of spicy cornbread, camp dog style with fish fry. All right, let's get a bite of this soup. Vegetable beef soup made with New York strip. It's gonna be good. I know I had a little sneak peek earlier. Use my old Boy Scout cup. It works wonderful. And I will tell you, this will be better tomorrow. But that's okay. It's hot. Just didn't take me long to feel of it. There she is, boys and girls. Let's see if I need any. I never put a lot of seasoning because you can always season after. Get some beef, some tater, some carrot, peas, some onion. That is so good. Greatness. That piece of steak I just had melts in your mouth. It's so much flavor. Good. Try this cornbread out here. You can see I had a chunk of it earlier. Really surprised it turned out as good as it did. It's got a different texture. It's more like a cake, like a corn cake maybe. But on chili, it's good. And it's got some spice to it, which even makes it all that much better. I've had it over here cooling down. Let's get a bite. It's so good. It's so good. Let me do a chaser here with this soup. Boy, it don't get no better. Boys and girls, y'all need to make this. It's so good. Pretty simple. It's a few hours to make. You know, I made the soup and I browned the meat. Then I put the meat in and put the water in and let it cook for a little bit, and then I added my vegetables in, brought them to a boil, and then I cut it back to a slow simmer. Left it simmer for about an hour and a half, I guess, on just the lowest I could do. I come in and tasted it, and everything was getting tender, and I turned it off, and I didn't check it again for 2 hours. And when I pulled the lid off, I checked one of the pieces of steak. It just melted in my mouth. It's so good. So I'll leave a list at the end of this video of the ingredients. Also for the, I'll try to leave as best I can for the cornbread. Thanks to Papa Scott. He furnishes me this stuff, and it is so good. And I'm gonna tell you, if you want some of this Camp Dog Cajun seasoning, the fish fry or the hush puppy mix or any of his seasonings, I'll leave a code. I don't make any money off this. He sends it to me to try. But I'll leave a code CBCC. That's like a country boy can cook, and get you 20% off your orders mailed directly from him. And his prices are good anyway, so that really saves you some money. And you can try this out for yourself. And you see I put the blackening season. That's the only seasoning I put in this soup was blackening season. It took care of all the needs. Well, I did shake some Lea and Perrons in it, but the blackening season is what's coming through. So anyway, y'all have a great day, and I'll bring you back another day or so when I have my breakfast, and I have the cornbread for breakfast. How do you eat cornbread for breakfast? How does an old country boy eat it? And keep looking for that video and I'll show you. See y'all later, and thanks for being here. I do appreciate it.